Thanks for staying with us. So last week, Friday, July 25th, marked World IVF Day, celebrating the birth of Louise Brown, the first IVF baby. This day honors the science behind fertility treatments and raises awareness about infertility. The theme, Science of Life, Ethics, Innovation, and Hope, highlights embryologists' crucial role. IVF has transformed reproductive medicine, giving hopes to millions aspiring parents. Over 8 million babies have been born worldwide. This innovative treatment has also improved lives and empowered families globally. World IVF Day promotes accessibility, affordability, and support for those navigating infertility. Now, join us on the show today to share their own infertility story is Dr. Abiodun Hamzat and his wife, Olusila Hamzat, who he is actually an embryologist, a Harvard-trained entrepreneur and a business consultant, and his wife, Olusila Hamzat. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you both.
Thank you, the ladies.
You can join the conversation 020-1635-2013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and also to YouTube. We'll be happy to read your thought. Thank you so much for joining the show this morning, because the issue of infertility is huge. Many Nigerians still find it somewhat a taboo to tell anybody of their infertility journey. They rather keep it secret. You know, you just show up with 8 babies. Nobody wants to know, oh, God just blessed us. You know, it's all what they say. But you are willing to share your story because you also want to help people, to help them to demystify the fear of making choices. There are various choices. There's surrogacy, there's IVF, and there's adoption. I'd like you to share with us your own infertility journey and how you've been able to come about to have your own children. Who would you like to start? Doctor, let me let Dr.
So thank you very much. Thank you, ladies. You're doing a wonderful job here.
You,
I must commend you. Your studio is so beautiful.
Thank you.
I think it's the next best thing after sliced bread.
Oh, yes, it is.
So, exactly 25 years ago, we got married, and we were quite young. She was almost 30, I was around 31 or thereabouts. And we thought, you know, shortly after that, we should experience having our own babies, not knowing what fate had in stock for us. So it took us exactly 6 years. And we kept trying and all that. Until one day, she woke me up around 12:30 midnight and said, Oga. And don't forget that we have medical facilities, you know, diagnostic centers that we run together. And she said, Oga, what happened? People will come to you 5 years, 10 years, 11 years. You just ask them to do 1 or 2 things, do these investigations, and before you know it, they will have the baby. How come your own DBR cannot do something for yourself? You know, when you receive that kind of statement from your wife, I was shocked, you know, to be woken up from sleep. And I did promise then that, okay, I will take you to UK. At least I could afford 1 million as at that time to take her. She said, no, you have not tried enough in Nigeria. I know if you are committed to this, you're going to have a child. So that happened in October 2005. So by November, I started, you know, trying some medications on her and all that. It didn't work. By December, I changed the medications, and suddenly, by January, she tested positive. Wow. So we felt, okay, thank God this has happened. So we gave birth 2006. And I said, let's just breastfeed this baby for 9 months and let's
try again.
Make up for lost time.
Exactly, to capture, you know, to recover the time. So I did exactly what I did the first time, and that what happened. On the day she went to Lagos Island to get things for the babies, you know, expecting baby to be delivered at 8 months exactly, and she lost the baby.
Oh, gosh.
The placenta got separated from the baby at 8 months. Oh. So it was devastating for us. The other baby was just 1 year plus and all that. So we were able to sort that one out. Between that time, 2009 to 2019, we did 5 IVF.
Wow.
You heard me well. 5. 5. I kept failing. You know, every 2 years, you ask me, Oga, what are we doing? Let's do something. This only child is not enough and all that. So we were trying different IVF centers in Lagos until 2019. We said, okay, let's try the 5th one, and of course, surrogacy. And suddenly, that one worked. I won't still failed for the 5th time, but the surrogacy worked. And that happens to be our second child today.
Okay, we'll pause on surrogacy because that's a bit far. Let me come to you, then we'll discuss surrogacy a bit later. Give us your own version. You know, there's one thing for husbands to say their own version. Your own version, that process from the first to the second.
Okay. After I had the first child, you know, we decided to try again to get the second one. And the second one, I got pregnant, and like you said, I lost the baby at 8.5 months, not even 8 months. It was 8.5 months. So it was quite painful. I think because of the shock I had then, it affected me, so I couldn't conceive on time. So when it was getting like 2-3 years, I had to say, Oga, let's try something. So we decided to visit some clinic, and they recommend some tests for us. We did the test, we did the IVF, and nothing happened. Then we decided to do another one. Nothing happened too. Then I took some transfer. You know, when you do IVF, they will keep some egg for you.
Okay.
All they told me was that, oh, the eggs were beautiful, you know, they were okay, but at the end of the day, nothing happened. So it was like that for like 2-3 times. Then it got to a time, and I said, no, we are wasting too much money. That we already have one, that one is okay, and so I tried as much as I could to convince him. He said, no, that we can't continue wasting money. So it was like that. So there was a time somebody wanted to sell a diagnostic center, and we were invited to come and check the place. So we went there, and luckily the lady is into IVF. So she was like, as she was talking convincingly, she was like, oh, we've done for so many people and they have their children. And I was just looking at him that, here's what she's saying now. And she actually talked about surrogacy too. And I was like, So as we were going, I just said, as you heard, when the lady was talking, she said a lot of things concerning how people were having their children, that shouldn't we try? And it was like, okay. I said, God do answer prayers, you know. So we tried, and as God will have it, I did, the surrogate mother too did that, and my own, my field and the surrogate mother's own was
it simultaneously? Like you were pregnant while she was?
I wasn't pregnant.
Okay, the treatment happened at the same time.
At the same time. Yes.
And why did you do that? Why didn't you just go with surrogacy? Why did you do both at the same time?
I still love to carry.
Okay.
If I can, I would have loved to carry.
So the reason I asked is, just the state of mind that you were in when you talked about surrogacy. Okay. Was it something you quickly accepted? As you just said that you wanted to carry, because there are so many women now who are watching, and that decision to have someone else carry, what was your own mindset? What made you finally decide to do that?
Finally decided, because I've tried many times, and I look at it, if they can still use my egg, use a sperm, it's still a child. So what's the big deal? Somebody will carry it for me. And I actually know that if the person carries it for me, the blood group is not from her. Nothing is from her. She's only helping me to carry. So that was why I decided to do it.
Let's talk about the pain of carrying and losing these pregnancies. Because normal pregnancies is not even easy, not to talk of IVF where you have to take hormonal injections. What was it like on you? Because when Muriel asked the angle of yours, I already knew that you're supposed to come from a different place, because the man's story is not the same, even the normal pregnancies. So how was it for you?
It wasn't easy anyway, but I was determined to have my baby. So whatever comes with it, I was determined to bear with it. So that was it. So
the routine, how was it like? What did it take from you, mental-wise, or even physically?
Emotional, physically.
Physically,
were you taking injections yourself also? Or
at times.
Going back to
at times, it depends. No, I could do that myself. Okay. So I was taking some myself. The one I can't take, if I have to take it on my buttocks, then I will need someone to help me with that. But otherwise, the one I will put do on my tummy, and I was doing that myself.
The reason why it's important, as I think, as Mariam said, there's somebody watching that wants to learn from you, because they need to go on that journey with you. So I'll come to talk about it in a moment. But let's step back of the role God played, because Nigerians just say, God, I want to have my baby naturally. Like, I want to have it like the Hebrew woman. I don't want any of these IVF options. I am trusting and believing that God will give me my own child. I don't want surrogate. I don't want any of these options. I trust God. I'll come to you, Dr. Hamzat. At what point did you go from trusting God to give you your natural child?
Did you ever stop trusting God?
Or to the point where it's like, okay, let me look for this IVF option. I need to understand that, because people are in that limbo right now, and they're trying to make that decision. Dr. Hamzat.
God still answers prayers. And one of the challenges we face in our society here is about the religion. You see, people faith it for too long.
They faith it for too long. For too long,
yeah. Forgetting that there's a reason why God has given some people certain knowledge to try some of this science. And whatever you can do for yourself, God will not do it for you. So we didn't stop praying. I can tell you for free, when we were looking for a baby for the first 6 years, we went to mountain. We did dry fasting. I saw Jesus. Yeah. It could be stressful. So, but we kept believing God will do it and all that. And because at the time we have to now relax our mind and say, it's going to happen, but let us try science. And it ended up working for us. So we didn't stop trusting God. God, if it works, anybody it works for, there's still hand of God.
Of course.
So let me ask you, come into this question, and the reason is the story is close to home, and I know that it can be really expensive to fund IVF. Doing 5 IVFs, there are many people that they would love to experiment it, but it's just the fact that the cost is huge. Is there any? How was your own journey raising the funds for it personally, and what are the stories you've had to deal with other people who struggled a bit with raising the funds for IVF, and is there any form of support available for them?
Well, IVF is expensive anywhere in the world, and I must tell you that Nigeria is a hotbed now for people to do IVF.
It's cheaper here.
It's cheaper here. In the United States, it's not less than $35,000 to $45,000.
What?
Yeah. So who is going to gather that kind of money? Even HMO doesn't cover it. Even in Nigeria, they cannot cover it. So it's quite expensive, and it will surprise you that people come from Canada, UK, US to do IVF in Nigeria. Wow. And Lagos has been doing fantastically well in that area. I can tell you, Lagos is the only state in Nigeria that I know that regulates medical practices so much. They don't joke with that. Our legends, our veterans in IVF, they are in Lagos, and they inspect every IVF center to ensure that proper things are done. So about the money, yes, it's expensive. There's nothing we use in IVF that doesn't cost money. And there's nothing we use that is made in Nigeria. From medication to equipment. It's only the expertise we have. So it's quite expensive, but people seek for family support many a times. And sometimes we do promo just to encourage people, so that when we have the numbers, the supply of the medications can actually bring down the cost of the drugs, so that we have a pool, and they support in that aspect, and that's how it happens.
Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll open our phone lines for people to call in. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing with Dr. Hamzat and his wife. Yes, Mary, we had a question.
Yes, I would like to ask both of you, talking about what you've been through, there's a strength that you seem to have, in telling your story. And I wonder if the support your husband gave you has a lot to play in the strength you seem to exude, and just, being comfortable in talking about this. Many women, I ask that many women don't have the support, especially for someone who's tried it several times. Apart from the money that, seems to be used, there's also emotional. People just get emotionally spent. How did his support help you?
Okay, it actually helped to a large extent, because You know, at times I'll be lonely, I will cry night over night, and if he noticed, the first thing he will ask me is, am I not enough for you? Why are you crying? Why do you want to kill yourself? Babies will come at his own time. God will make them come. And the reason why they are not coming, maybe the reason why they are not coming yet is because God is preparing us so that when they come, they will not lack anything. So, and financially, he was there for me. He was always supporting.
How about family members? In-laws? Because we hear all those stories.
Actually, it wasn't easy, but my mother-in-law was wonderful. She was a wonderful person. She actually, apart from reminding us, you people should not forget that you still need to go and do this and do that.
She doesn't bring anything up.
At all. She did not disturb me, no pressure.
On that family matter, I have something to say. Actually, my mom, at the time I got married, my mom already had 19 grandchildren.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
there was pressure.
But
still.
But I was special. I was a special guy to the woman.
Yeah.
So, but each time the woman will be disturbing my life, my son, when are you going to have? I say, Mama, God will do it. At a point in time when the pressure was getting too much, I told her, I said, Mama, I was the one that had a problem. I had to protect her. I was the one that had a problem.
Wow.
And we are trying to sort it out. So just leave us, don't disturb this young woman. It will happen when it will happen.
Yeah. You see?
So, and eventually it happened.
Yeah.
So the support from the man is very, very important.
Let me take
It's very tangible advice
from Aja. Good morning, Olamide. Thanks for calling your live.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead,
Good morning, everybody. All right. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, I just want to ask Mrs. Hamzat, how old was she when, that's 2019, when she did ask and the surrogate. I want to know how old she was then.
Was it the first time?
The first pregnancy.
Surrogacy, but the last time at the surrogacy.
Surrogacy. My baby is 5 years.
Okay,
So I was
37.
No, I was 47.
47.
Yes.
But let me. I wanted to ask about surrogacy for a second because I'm trying to be very. I've been thinking of how to count the question so I don't get too private.
Before we go into surrogacy, I wanted to ask about, because he mentioned something. He said that in order to protect his wife, that he said he was the problem. But you know, statistically, it's almost 50-50.
No, he didn't say it was the problem. He said problem. I mean, money. Oh,
no, yes, he said he was the problem.
That was the one that had problem.
That they're working on
I didn't get that.
Yes, that he mentioned it so that because it's easy for the in-laws to feel like, let's face the woman, or maybe we bring another woman. But when he took that responsibility, they could not say anything again.
My interpretation was like, our problem is not your problem.
No, he was the one that needed medical intervention.
Okay.
However, sir, while your position was heroic, many men actually had like 50% of the problem when it comes to this
and
thing. And we don't talk about it enough because they are not willing to go for tests to find out that they are part of the problem. Can you address officially the statistics of the reality of men being part of the issues with infertility and how important it is for men to come out early enough as well?
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. Most of the men we check these days, things are happening. Some men, sperm is into 3 categories. Some men will not have sperm at all. They didn't come with any sperm into this world at all.
Wow.
So it has to be established. And if investigations are not done, you won't know. Some, they have sperm, but they are not enough. Some they have, but all are dead. Or majority are dead.
Yeah.
And dead sperm cannot fertilize any egg. So, but if they don't come out for investigations, there's no way we're going to discover that and see what we can do for them. So, but these days it's happening. A lot of men are coming out now supporting their wife once they realize, but a lot of men don't want to agree because of the men ego. How can I be the problem? I'm performing very well, I'm hardworking. The testosterone in men is so powerful that we don't want to own up.
Dr. Hamzat, I hope I have enough time.
Because
So, I need to unpack that a bit because there's a young Christian girl in church who wants to get married and she's dating Brother John. She's not allowed to sleep with Brother John. She doesn't even know Brother John didn't come to this world with sperm. She has no clue. She has never had this thing called sex before. And now the religion says she must marry him before she even understands that Brother John has no sperm. Because I'm here for the first time that some people came to this world without sperm.
Yeah.
He now married Brother John. And they are now Mr. and Mrs. John. Is then she now discovered, Brother John did not come to this world with sperm. Wait.
Where's the solution coming from?
Where is this? How? So is that where surrogacy are coming?
Yeah.
I don't.
And in this case,
I need to understand.
That,
yes.
and in this case, yes, you may need a donor.
Yes.
For some people, they may not. So it's not your husband's sperm. It's your egg, but you have to get some.
Actually, it's easier these days. What we advise people to do, apart from people getting married without knowing that there will be issues, some people get married and they want to wait for 2-3 years.
Yes.
So we always advise that if you are waiting or before you even get married, try and do some medical investigations. Check your ovarian reserve, check your womb to be sure there is no problem. Check your sperm parameters. There's nothing stopping a man from checking that. Wow. So people may even start taking medication before the marriage. If love is there, they will still get married.
Okay.
It's an issue they have to resolve within their own family. It's not. I advise people, you don't need to broadcast it to your families because they will advise you based on sentiments, emotions.
Limited knowledge.
Exactly.
Is there something happening recently in our lifestyle that's causing these issues that we see in men? Because there seems to be an increase.
Alcohol, excessive alcohol.
Okay.
No, sperm doesn't like alcohol. Smoking is an issue. You know. Toxic environments, where you see a lot of smokes and all chemicals. A lot of people take chemicals this time around that kill their sperm. A lot of men do things that injure them and without knowing.
So let's talk about
because it doesn't affect their ability to perform. It just affects what comes out of the performance.
So let's talk about the because women, we know too many folic acid, before you born, they will say start using it. Whatever,
younger,
whatever. How important is supplements for men? During the years of, maybe waiting, when a man decides, okay, let's just enjoy for 2 years, and then you have kids.
What can he do?
What can he be doing to boost his health such that by the time the babies are coming, they'll be fully formed babies?
So, number one is lifestyle changes. Obesity is one of the things that, affects fertility so much.
Wow.
So people need to watch their BMI, that's body mass index. It shouldn't be between 18.5 to 24.5. Then, smoking, they have to avoid that. Excessive alcohol, they need to avoid that. And of course, taking supplements, it helps a lot. It helps. And of course, living stressless life. A lot of people live with stress, and stress affects sperm production as well, as much as it affects the woman's egg. So all these things have to be taken care of. There are quite a lot of patients that we just advise, you don't have any issue, just go and have peace of mind and you're okay. And 2-3 months after, they get pregnant on their own. So some people, when they relocate out of Nigeria, they get pregnant.
Sorry, but I have to ask this question because I don't want to lose this question.
Okay.
This issue of surrogacy, how did you arrive? I mean, again, you don't have to answer what you are not comfortable answering. But how did you pick a surrogate? Because there are a lot of legal issues people are scared of in getting into an issue of surrogacy. Because it's like, oh, let me get my sister to do it. Let me get my neighbor. Let me get somebody. Could you give us an idea of the framework you used to have yours? Because people are considering it, but they are scared of the fallout that might happen if they don't do it properly.
Okay. There are basic guidelines to do that. Number one, whoever is going to be a surrogate must have given birth before successfully.
Okay.
So that we are sure we are not dealing with two infertility issues. That's very important. That's very important. And it's better to be anonymous so that there won't be blackmail later.
Okay, you won't know who the surrogate is.
Yes.
Okay.
And the surrogate won't know you?
As the intending parent.
They don't need to know each other.
Oh. So you don't even know the person?
No.
Oh, wow, interesting.
You don't need to know. So that blackmail doesn't happen later in life. And of course, proper screening is done. Lawyer is involved. Proper documentation at every stage. I think there is a law that is being processed right now to support surrogacy. Right now, it's neither here or there now in Nigeria. But that's why success in IVF and surrogacy is higher in Nigeria now than any other African countries.
Because there's no structure.
Well, they're working around it, and Lagos is trying in that area. So those are the things we do. and in selecting the right person. A lot of tests has to be done. Hepatitis, HIV, chlamydia, to be sure that the surrogate too, is free to carry baby and fit. Of course, the BP. The surrogate must not have BP, must not have diabetes, so that she doesn't come up with complications after the pregnancy.
This might also be a personal question, where some people have wondered if they are able to bond with a child that they didn't carry. How was the transition process for you?
The joy of having the baby is enough. It's enough for you to forget about, okay, I didn't carry the baby or whatever. In fact, people don't know. If you have not gone through this, you will not know. You will still be believing that I didn't use my egg, I didn't use my sperm, it's not my baby. But that joy of you seeing the baby, carrying the baby.
That looks like you.
Yes, and seeing the baby calling you mommy. When my daughter is going to school alone, she will go, she will come back, bye-bye. She will go, she will come, bye-bye, love you. That joy it has taken over all the concerns.
And to add to that, I always tell patients that if you are complaining of donor egg or donor sperm, are you sure? Are you the one that determined the egg or the sperm that became you? Was it not because you open your eyes and you see a mom carrying you?
You know, and sometimes I'm asking why they did it.
You open your eyes and you see a father, you say daddy.
Yes.
So what are you talking about? Are we not doing DNA test and you see that the child doesn't really belong to the supposed father? So
do you have any regrets? You wish you did this earlier. Have any regrets?
Yes. At times I would just say that, I would say, oh, assuming the first IVF, was positive and it worked and we have a baby, the baby will have been like this. But
this yourself comparing yourself to other friends, like, this one's child is graduating, this one's child does that affect you in any way?
No, not really. Not
our first child now is 18 years plus. Yeah. Second one is 5. The last one is 1 year.
Oh, you have after 2 surrogates?
Yeah, 2 times. No, it's something we desire now, so we just have to do it. Wow. And now when I see our house, children they are running around up and down. They're like, wow, so it can be this nice.
At least we have cause to celebrate. I can say, okay, my daughter is 1 year.
In advising couples, because this is a bit real, a husband that has now realized that donor sperm has to be used and they're having the conversation. What sort of conversation do you have with a man like that to encourage him, to convince him?
So I think it's about identifying your priority. Even in selecting donor sperm or donor egg, you have to look for someone that looks similar to that person, same blood group, same genotype, and free of all possible challenges and all that. So, well, it depends on what they want, but we always advise them, you have to weigh it. We don't rush people. We ask them to go home, go and think about it properly. But these are the things people are doing, and it's doable. You don't need to spend fortune. You don't need to go and sell property to get it done. And by the time you do it 1 time, 2nd time, 3rd time, you should get results. Success rate is higher in Nigeria. And in this Lagos now, Lagos State government, like I said, Ministry of Health, there is a farmer. Health Facility Monitoring and Accreditation Agency that regulates what we do. Okay. They don't just inspect the equipment, they inspect the location, the equipment, and expertise. So if they are not complete, they won't give you approval. So they are doing a wonderful job, and Lagos is a home for...
Fantastic. Hamzat has sparked a conversation on YouTube when he talked about what men should stay away from. And so they're advising men to not even take bottled water. So drink your water from the tap.
How about laptop?
That has plenty sink. I like how Moses Ade summarized it. He says, fellas, know that it takes only 2 seconds to father a child. So don't drink Jeko more.
Unfortunately, that's all we can do. But thank you very much, Dr. Hamzat, and thank you, Mrs. Olusila Hamzat, for coming to share your story with us. I hope indeed that somebody has been inspired to make some decisions concerning infertility. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you very much.
That is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.